the Bible, and the Catechism. In a year. Day 82. From the Book of Numbers. Daily Offerings. The Lord said to Moses, "Command the people of Israel, and say to them, My offering, my food for my offerings by fire, my pleasing odor, you shall take heed to offer to me in its due season. And you shall say to them, This is the offering by fire which you shall offer to the Lord, 2 male lambs a year old without blemish, day by day, as a continual offering. The one lamb you shall offer in the morning, and the other lamb you shall offer in the evening, also 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour for a cereal offering, mixed with 1/4 of a hin of beaten oil. It is a continual burnt offering, which was ordained at Mount Sinai for a pleasing odor, an offering by fire to the Lord. Its drink offering shall be 1/4 of a hin for each lamb. In the holy place you shall pour out a drink offering of strong drink to the Lord. The other lamb you shall offer in the evening, like the cereal offering of the morning, and like its drink offering, you shall offer it as an offering by fire, a pleasing odor to the Lord." Sabbath Offerings. On the Sabbath day 2 male lambs a year old without blemish, and 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour for a cereal offering, mixed with oil, and its drink offering. This is the burnt offering of every Sabbath, besides the continual burnt offering and its drink offering. Monthly Offerings. At the beginnings of your months you shall offer a burnt offering to the Lord, 2 young bulls, 1 ram, 7 male lambs a year old without blemish, also 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour for a cereal offering, mixed with oil, for each bull, and 2/10 of fine flour for a cereal offering, mixed with oil, for the 1 ram, and 1/10 of fine flour mixed with oil as a cereal offering for every lamb, for a burnt offering of pleasing odor, an offering by fire to the Lord. Their drink offerings shall be 1/2 a hin of wine for a bull, 1/3 of a hin for a ram, and 1/4 of a hin for a lamb. This is the burnt offering of each month throughout the months of the year. Also 1 male goat for a sin offering to the Lord, it shall be offered besides the continual burnt offering and its drink offering. Offerings at Passover. On the 14th day of the first month is the Lord's Passover. And on the 15th day of this month is a feast. 7 days shall unleavened bread be eaten. On the first day there shall be a holy convocation. You shall do no laborious work, but offer an offering by fire, a burnt offering to the Lord, 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 male lambs a year old, see that they are without blemish. Also their cereal offering of fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah shall you offer for a bull, and 2/10 for a ram, 1/10 shall you offer for each of the 7 lambs, also 1 male goat for a sin offering, to make atonement for you. You shall offer these besides the burnt offering of the morning, which is for a continual burnt offering. In the same way you shall offer daily, for 7 days, the food of an offering by fire, a pleasing odor to the Lord, it shall be offered besides the continual burnt offering and its drink offering. And on the 7th day you shall have a holy convocation, you shall do no laborious work. Offerings at the Festival of Weeks. On the day of the first fruits, when you offer a cereal offering of new grain to the Lord at your Feast of Weeks, you shall have a holy convocation. You shall do no laborious work, but offer a burnt offering, a pleasing odor to the Lord, 2 young bulls, 1 ram, 7 male lambs a year old, also their cereal offering of fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for each bull, 2/10 for 1 ram, 1/10 for each of the 7 lambs, with 1 male goat, to make atonement for you. Besides the continual burnt offering and its cereal offering, you shall offer them and their drink offering. See that they are without blemish. Offerings at the Festival of Trumpets. On the first day of the 7th month you shall have a holy convocation, you shall do no laborious work. It is a day for you to blow the trumpets, and you shall offer a burnt offering, a pleasing odor to the Lord, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 7 male lambs a year old without blemish, also their cereal offering of fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for the bull, 2/10 for the ram, and 1/10 for each of the 7 lambs, with 1 male goat for a sin offering, to make atonement for you. besides the burnt offering of the new moon, and its cereal offering, and the continual burnt offering and its cereal offering, and their drink offering, according to the ordinance for them, a pleasing odor, an offering by fire to the Lord. Offerings on the Day of Atonement. On the 10th day of this 7th month you shall have a holy convocation, and afflict yourselves, you shall do no work, but you shall offer a burnt offering to the Lord, a pleasing odor, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 7 male lambs a year old, they shall be to you without blemish, and their cereal offering of fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for the bull, 2/10 for the 1 ram, 1/10 for each of the 7 lambs, also 1 male goat for a sin offering, besides the sin offering of atonement, and the continual burnt offering and its cereal offering, and their drink offerings. Offerings at the Festival of Booths. On the 15th day of the 7th month you shall have a holy convocation, you shall do no laborious work, and you shall keep a feast to the Lord 7 days, and you shall offer a burnt offering, an offering by fire, a pleasing odor to the Lord, 13 young bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs a year old, they shall be without blemish, and their cereal offering of fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for each of the 13 bulls, 2/10 for each of the 2 rams, and 1/10 for each of the 14 lambs, also 1 male goat for a sin offering, besides the continual burnt offering, its cereal offering and its drink offering. On the 2nd day 12 young bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs a year old without blemish, with the cereal offering and the drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs, by number, according to the ordinance, also 1 male goat for a sin offering, besides the continual burnt offering and its cereal offering, and their drink offerings. On the 3rd day 11 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs a year old without blemish, with the cereal offering and the drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs, by number, according to the ordinance, also 1 male goat for a sin offering, besides the continual burnt offering and its cereal offering and its drink offering. On the 4th day 10 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs a year old without blemish, with the cereal offering and the drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs, by number, according to the ordinance, also 1 male goat for a sin offering, besides the continual burnt offering, its cereal offering and its drink offering. On the 5th day 9 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs a year old without blemish, with the cereal offering and the drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs, by number, according to the ordinance, also 1 male goat for a sin offering, besides the continual burnt offering and its cereal offering and its drink offering. On the 6th day 8 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs a year old without blemish, with the cereal offering and the drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs, by number, according to the ordinance, also 1 male goat for a sin offering, besides the continual burnt offering, its cereal offering, and its drink offerings. On the 7th day 7 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs a year old without blemish, with the cereal offering and the drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs, by number, according to the ordinance, also 1 male goat for a sin offering, besides the continual burnt offering, its cereal offering, and its drink offering. On the 8th day you shall have a solemn assembly, you shall do no laborious work, but you shall offer a burnt offering, an offering by fire, a pleasing odor to the Lord, 1 bull, 1 ram, 7 male lambs a year old without blemish, and the cereal offering and the drink offerings for the bull, for the ram, and for the lambs, by number, according to the ordinance, also 1 male goat for a sin offering, besides the continual burnt offering and its cereal offering and its drink offering. These you shall offer to the Lord at your appointed feasts, in addition to your votive offerings and your freewill offerings, for your burnt offerings, and for your cereal offerings, and for your drink offerings, and for your peace offerings. And Moses told the people of Israel everything just as the Lord had commanded Moses. From the Book of Psalms. Prayer for judgment on Israel's foes. A song. A psalm of Asaph. O God, do not keep silence. Do not hold thy peace or be still, O God. For lo, thy enemies are in tumult. Those who hate thee have raised their heads. They lay crafty plans against thy people. They consult together against thy protected ones. They say, Come, let us wipe them out as a nation. Let the name of Israel be remembered no more. Yea, they conspire with one accord. Against thee they make a covenant. The tents of Edom and the Ishmaelites, Moab and the Hagrites, Gebal and Ammon and Amalek, Philistia with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assyria also has joined them. They are the strong arm of the children of Lot. Selah. Do to them as thou didst to Midian, as to Sisera and Jabin at the river Kishon, who were destroyed at Endor, who became dung for the ground. Make their nobles like Oreb and Zeb, all their princes like Zebah and Zalmunna, who said, Let us take possession for ourselves of the pastures of God. O my God, make them like whirling dust, like chaff before the wind. As fire consumes the forest, as the flame sets the mountains ablaze, so do thou pursue them with thy tempest, and terrify them with thy hurricane. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be put to shame and dismayed forever. Let them perish in disgrace. Let them know that thou alone, whose name is the Lord, art the most high over all the earth. From the Acts of the Apostles. The uproar in Thessalonica. Now when they had passed through Amphipolis and Apollonia, they came to Thessalonica, where there was a synagogue of the Jews. And Paul went in, as was his custom, and for 3 weeks he argued with them from the Scriptures, explaining and proving that it was necessary for the Christ to suffer and to rise from the dead, and saying, This Jesus, whom I proclaim to you, is the Christ. And some of them were persuaded, and joined Paul and Silas, as did a great many of the devout Greeks and not a few of the leading women. But the Jews were jealous, and taking some wicked fellows of the rabble, they gathered a crowd, set the city in an uproar, and attacked the house of Jason, seeking to bring them out to the people. And when they could not find them, they dragged Jason and some of the brethren before the city authorities, crying, These men who have turned the world upside down have come here also, and Jason has received them, and they are all acting against the decrees of Caesar, saying that there is another king, Jesus. And the people and the city authorities were disturbed when they heard this. And when they had taken security from Jason and the rest, they let them go. Paul and Silas in Beroea. The brethren immediately sent Paul and Silas away by night to Beroea, and when they arrived they went into the Jewish synagogue. Now these Jews were more noble than those in Thessalonica, for they received the word with all eagerness, examining the Scriptures daily to see if these things were so. Many of them therefore believed, with not a few Greek women of high standing as well as men. But when the Jews of Thessalonica learned that the word of God was proclaimed by Paul at Beroea also, they came there too, stirring up and inciting the crowds. Then the brethren immediately sent Paul off on his way to the sea, but Silas and Timothy remained there. Those who conducted Paul brought him as far as Athens, and receiving a command for Silas and Timothy to come to him as soon as possible, they departed. From the Catechism. Christ offered himself to his Father for our sins. Christ's whole life is an offering to the Father. The Son of God, who came down from heaven, not to do his own will, but the will of him who sent him, said on coming into the world, Lo, I have come to do your will, O God. And by that will we have been sanctified through the offering of the body of Jesus Christ once for all. From the first moment of his incarnation the Son embraces the Father's plan of divine salvation in his redemptive mission. My food is to do the will of him who sent me, and to accomplish his work. The sacrifice of Jesus for the sins of the whole world expresses his loving communion with the Father. The Father loves me, because I lay down my life, said the Lord, for I do as the Father has commanded me, so that the world may know that I love the Father. The desire to embrace his Father's plan of redeeming love inspired Jesus' whole life, for his redemptive passion was the very reason for his incarnation. And so he asked, And what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour? No, for this purpose I have come to this hour. And again, shall I not drink the cup which the Father has given me? From the cross, just before it is finished, he said, I thirst. The Lamb who takes away the sin of the world. After agreeing to baptize him along with the sinners, John the Baptist looked at Jesus and pointed him out as the Lamb of God, who takes away the sin of the world. By doing so, he reveals that Jesus is at the same time the suffering servant who silently allows himself to be led to the slaughter and who bears the sin of the multitudes, and also the Paschal Lamb, the symbol of Israel's redemption at the first Passover. Christ's whole life expresses his mission, to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. Jesus freely embraced the Father's redeeming love. By embracing in his human heart the Father's love for men, Jesus loved them to the end, for greater love has no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. In suffering and death his humanity became the free and perfect instrument of his divine love which desires the salvation of men. Indeed, out of love for his Father and for men, whom the Father wants to save, Jesus freely accepted his passion and death. No one takes my life from me, but I lay it down of my own accord. Hence the sovereign freedom of God's Son as he went out to his death. At the Last Supper Jesus anticipated the free offering of his life. Jesus gave the supreme expression of his free offering of himself at the meal shared with the 12 apostles on the night he was betrayed. On the eve of his passion, while still free, Jesus transformed this Last Supper with the apostles into the memorial of his voluntary offering to the Father for the salvation of men. This is my body which is given for you. This is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins. The Eucharist that Christ institutes at that moment will be the memorial of his sacrifice. Jesus includes the apostles in his own offering and bids them perpetuate it. By doing so, the Lord institutes his apostles as priests of the new covenant. For their sakes I sanctify myself, so that they also may be sanctified in truth.